10 years ago, owning a designer item was the ultimate status symbol.
And your Manoa Blahniks.
What?
Being all flashy and beautiful and showing off how rich you are was something that was very, very typical and normal back then in 2015. Now, 10 years later, this has completely changed. Not only has quiet luxury risen and people no longer care about logos and showing off and everything, but there is a new way of luxury and showing off that you in fact are rich and have the capacity and the money to do what you want to do. And that is wellness. Welcome to the third and probably last video of my little wellness series. My name is Leon, and today we'll talk about why wellness is kind of the new ultimate status symbol. Let's first of all look at why brands no longer are considered a status symbol and why they don't really matter as much anymore. They do, but in a completely different way. We have seen how Gucci sales have declined and gone down, and many other design items too. There was one Dior bag that completely went down and people didn't want to buy it anymore after finding out the production cost in Italy was only $53 for a $2,000 bag. And that's just one example. We see that those flashy things, they are not something that people care about anymore, and that is because they kind of show that you want to be rich and you want to show how rich you are, but in fact you are not. And I don't even need to explain this because it's been very, very widespread at this point. Then we had quiet luxury, which is kind of the same thing if we're being honest. It's just that it's not saying luxurious to your face. But in my opinion, quiet luxury isn't even quiet luxury, it's blind luxury. Someone who really has taste and taste for quality knows that something is luxurious and expensive, and will see that. You can tell if something is cashmere or if something is polyester. It's quite simple actually. And this whole quiet luxury thing was also a thing that was done by brands. Although I think quiet luxury is lovely. I love everything that is quiet luxury, but it is luxury that is more about quality than it is about showing off, and that is something I love, and I think that the world is really going into the right direction with this. However, in the recent couple of years, there has been another thing that has completely arisen, changed the whole industry of luxury and what luxury actually means, and that is the rise of wellness culture. Wellness culture is so widespread at this point that being a wellness person, a wellness boy, a wellness girl, having that aesthetic is becoming the newest it thing. I think it was due to COVID when people were staying home a little more and just kind of focusing on themselves and their health and becoming more sportsy. It kind of split society into two parts in a way. It was those people that actually stayed at home, did something good for themselves, that started to do the wellness stuff and all that shit. But then there were the people that just stayed on their couch eating chips and eating Ben & Jerry's ice cream and not really doing anything during COVID. And now the new ultimate status symbol of showing off that you are rich and you are a person of upper class is to show that you have the capacity, the time, and the energy to put effort into your own wellness. So 2020 was probably the rise of the clean girl aesthetic that came. It has declined a little bit, but it has kind of done something into the right direction in my opinion. However, the clean girl aesthetic is a stereotypical aesthetic that doesn't really do much, and it's kind of boring and bland. And we all know how internet aesthetics are just made by brands and influencers to profit off of the things that you buy associated with that aesthetic. However, they still do have some cultural impact, and they are something very important, which is why I'm talking about it today. So if we were to just disregard the social status thing and the aesthetic that the clean girl and the wellness girl aesthetic or boy, whatever, has brought us, it's more about health. It's become trendy and it's become cool to care about your health. I mean, if you think about it, 15 to 20 years ago, if you said that you don't eat sugar, you don't drink alcohol, you only drink something healthy and you are just living a good diet, people would have looked at you as if you're on a weird diet or something isn't right. But nowadays, people look at you very differently. They love that. They think that's amazing. And I love how this world has really developed to such a point where wellness culture is not only trendy, but it's also amazing in a way. Like, people love it, and it is something that you can actually be proud of. I think it should have been that way always, but it only came into mainstream culture now in the last couple of years. I mean, how amazing and appealing does that lifestyle sound to many people? Waking up at 9 a.m. completely rejuvenated and having slept as much as you like, going to Pilates, having a healthy and nutritious breakfast, after that creating content, living life to the fullest, then taking a bath or going to the sauna in the evening, also working in between of course, and just living a relaxed and balanced life. It is really, really lovely how this generation is very, very focused on themselves in a good way though. We all know that you can only love and project all the things that are good for you and the world into the world if you have them in yourself already. So practicing wellness is an essential part of your self-care routine and therefore your own self-love. My last video was actually all about self-care and the routines. Make sure to check that out. It's really, really good. Even I myself would consider myself a wellness boy. I think that this is one of the best things that society has actually brought into, and that social media has really kind of developed into the right direction. However, it also showed us a lot of negative downsides. There have been a lot of people who have been obsessed with healthy eating and say that you can't eat this or you have to do that. You know, it was the rise of the almond people. This whole almond thing actually started with Gigi Hadid's mother, when there was this story with Gigi Hadid where it was her birthday and she wanted to eat some cake and she already had a tiny little piece, and then the mother said, "Oh, if you're hungry, just eat some almonds. You're gonna be good."
This is you. You know what?
And that was kind of the rise of this whole almond thing, which in my opinion is great. A lot of people have become almond daughters, almond sons in a most amazing way. They take care of themselves, they love themselves, and it's a part of their essential wellness routine. However, there are a lot of people who kind of went into the wrong direction with this, kind of going into an extreme where they think that if they eat a little bit of sugar, they're gonna die. They're literally gonna feel shitty and it's gonna be the end of the world.
Are you really gonna eat that, sweetie? I'm being a friend, Hannah.
Or honestly, it's even worse when it becomes an obsession where you get guilt feelings from eating something that does not fit your everyday routine. Humans were not made to feel guilty about what they eat, like what the fuck? And all of this essentially came from social media, which in a way is an amazing tool to get new knowledge and to change your entire life. But in the other way, in the duality and the grand scheme of things, it also has its downside, which is that a lot of people can't really quite understand what is right and what is not, especially a lot of young people who watch those things, who watch videos of carnivores eating 10 pounds of steak every day and with raw butter and things on a cutting board, and then they say this is healthy and this is how humans should have eaten. And then I see 12-year-old broccoli heads eating like that, thinking that this is healthy and this is amazing. It is literally not healthy if you only eat meat and you don't have any other nutrients except meat and eggs and butter. And I'm not a nutritionist, so I can't quite talk a lot about that, but I just want you to make sure that you use your brain properly to understand what the fuck am I even seeing on social media? Are these people being for real, or are they just kind of living in their own world, projecting that onto someone else? And I'm sure that for every person, there's a different diet that is meant for them. And the whole wellness aspect is kind of cool, but also it can really go into extreme parts, and anything that is extreme and radical and not good, in my opinion, isn't the best way of living and is never going to make you happy. It is all about balance. I am a huge Libra. Anything with balance, love, and aesthetics, give it to me. I just think that living a balanced lifestyle, having a balanced diet, that is the best way, and not going to one extreme side like veganism or going to the other extreme side like carnivore. And I want to get back to the rise of wellness culture for a couple of moments. So we saw at some point that a lot of people, they either went downhill, they did bad shit for their health, they didn't really care about it. And then the other side of people, people of upper class, people who were rich, so to say, richness and wealth aren't all about money, as we know nowadays, they kind of did something different and they cared for their health. And that is a status symbol that has now been established as something very, very essential in the world of luxury. Conscious or unconscious, it has undeniably become a way of showing your status, of showing who you are in this world by doing your wellness shit. Especially with the rise of those two wellness brands from Gwyneth Paltrow and Kourtney Kardashian, Goop and Lemmy. Those are just really cool things that show how pop culture is evolving in the same way. Someone who used to be just a boring celebrity has her own wellness brand who actually gives something to the world and actually makes it a better place. The same with Gwyneth Paltrow. She used to be a lovely actress. I think she is a very lovely woman still to this day, and I love how she has just developed this lovely brand for herself. She even has got a whole Netflix TV show all about wellness and spirituality and actually taking care of yourself. And it is very, very beautiful how this whole thing has become something that came into the mainstream. It used to be something where people thought that you are crazy, and now they think that it is amazing, and I think that is such a great accomplishment that we have come to. Another thing that plays into the aspect of your social class associated with your wellness routines is the fact that rich and successful people eat and have completely different routines than poor people, so to say. Rich and successful people, they prioritize their health. They go to the gym, they work out, they eat well, they eat in a way that their body feels good. They are grateful for their body, they are grateful for everything, and they just have beautiful wellness routines. And then what actually is the ultimate luxury out of this is having the time to do it. People that work a 9-to-5 job, they mostly do not have the time to have a wellness routine. They don't have a sauna at home. They don't have the time and the nerves to always do yoga every day. They don't have the discipline, and it's not really part of their life, so to say, because they either cannot do it or they say to themselves that they cannot do it. And like, it's totally up to everybody what they do. I'm not judging. That is totally fine. Something important I just mentioned is money. It was actually something I read in a book once. Money to successful and rich people is something that is very, very abundant. It is everywhere. However, time is a scarcity. We are on this planet for just a limited amount of time. And it's important to know how you spend your time, and it's important to live a life where you have time that you can invest in yourself and into your own well-being. And it's actually an investment. An investment, essentially, as we all know, is something that gives you something in return. It has a ROI, a return on investment. That can be something that you invest into stocks and then get a return on investment through money, but it can also be a return on investment that you get through your own well-being. If you feel well, you're going to be able to create good things. You're going to be able to sell your products better. You're going to be able to just live a happier and fulfilled life overall. And that is not something that everyone can afford nowadays and actually do. Essentially, what I'm saying is that time is the ultimate currency, it's not money. And having a healthy work-life balance, living a good lifestyle, and being successful is something that not every person has, and is something that rich people have access to. And you can call yourself rich if you actually have a good wellness routine, and it is a part of your essential well-being. And only if you have the time to do that, you're going to be able to really get there. Picture this, you have someone who works a 10-hour shift and then they get home. Do you think they have the nerves and the capacity to go and do some yoga, to go and make themselves a green juice, an iced matcha latte, or anything of that kind? They are not going to care mostly. Of course, they can change their lives and it is totally up to them what they do, but most people, they don't do that. They are not even in those circles where those things are accepted as normal. It is more about the social class, and if you are in good circles and you hang with people that are good for you, that bring the best version out of you, you're also going to be uplifted and you're going to feel way, way better. Now, on the other side, if you are someone who has their own wellness routine, is successful in those terms, and actually lives a good life, has a good work-life balance, etc., you're going to be able to invest the time that you have left of the day, which is quite a good portion, into yourself. And posting about that, showing off your wellness routines or how good you eat, how many organic groceries you have, that is what has shown itself to be the ultimate status symbol now. There's nothing more appealing than going to Erewhon, getting a $20 Hailey Bieber smoothie, having that aesthetic experience, then going home, showing a haul of what you have just bought and all the organic groceries and all the things and supplements that have names that you couldn't have ever thought of 10 years ago. That's what actual luxury is now. Nobody gives a shit about your designer bags and Birkins anymore. They all got good dupes and everything. So now there's something that has no dupes yet, and that is your health. Your own health and well-being, they cannot be duped, they cannot be replicated, they cannot be cloned or whatever. And this physical body is all that you have in this physical incarnation. So why not take care of your mental and physical health if this is all that you have? Like, every amount of Birkins, designer bags, and fur coats can be replaced, but your own health and your own body cannot be replaced. And the same thing with your youth and your overall well-being and good memories of who you really are and the things that you do in your own wellness routine. There is nothing more spiritual than practicing wellness, taking good showers, just doing the shit that for you actually means taking care of yourself. That is true luxury, and that is something I absolutely love. That I have a good mindset. I eat organic groceries. I have luxurious food. I have luxurious ways of rejuvenating myself, and that is what real luxury means to me. It means different things to everybody. It's important to find your own definition of those terms. I'm confidently able to say that I am extremely happy of how this world has developed itself to be one that is more focused on wellness, luxury, and proper self-care. We're now living in the age of Aquarius, which is a lot about those kind of things, and we're experiencing huge cultural shifts, and I believe that this is one of them. Something I also want to mention is that through posting about these things, through showing them online, showing them to people, making Netflix documentaries about it like Gwyneth Paltrow does, it shows your actual social status. You show off in the healthiest way possible. Showing off is no longer about being like, look what I have, look how cool I am, look about my designer items. that is a clown show. What a real showing off is, in a healthy way, is inspiring other people. Whenever I watch something about someone like Gwyneth Paltrow, someone who cares about her health, I think she is such an inspiring and strong woman, I get inspired. I am nothing but inspired after watching that, because I know that I can do the same. I can create my own stuff. I can be a businessman. I can be successful. I can be happy and build that life for myself, and I am building it at the moment. So what I'm saying is that sharing who you are authentically into this world, expressing yourself, expressing your wellness habits, and what you believe is the healthiest thing you can do for yourself, that is what actually is inspiring to people and will make them way happier and also get you tons of money nowadays. That just demonstrates your actual social status, because your social status is about your health, it's about the way you look, it's about how much money you have, it's about who you are as a person and how you choose to live your life in this world. And I'm happy that this world has just evolved in such a lovely way. Now, I think I want to give you a little bit of homework today. I want you to write down the 3 or 5 most important things that are part of your wellness routine. It's not that you actually need to have a routine. I keep saying wellness routine. It's all about the general wellness things that you do. What are the things that you love the most, or you would love to do the most, that you just know are going to make you feel way healthier and more rejuvenated and just kind of give a kiss to your nervous system? Write them down, and then I want you to practice them literally every day. Even if you don't think you have the time, you can find the time, honestly. If you were to just scroll on TikTok a little less, you would have the time to do all the wellness stuff and all the things that are good for you. So make sure to really just get through those things, write them down, and then practice them every day or every second day, whatever it is that you want to do. Of course, you also have to invest some money into your wellness routine, but that money will come back tenfold, because if you feel well, you're going to be able to really reproduce that energy and put all the energies that you have rejuvenated yourself into your work, into your routines, into whatever it is that you want to do in this world. It's all up to you, and you are a creator, and I want you to understand that you are the person that creates your own life and your own health. And it is totally not selfish or self-centered to take time for yourself, because if you do things that are actually good for you, you're going to be able to project that into the world. If you have a good sense of confidence and love through your wellness stuff and everything, you're going to be able to give that to other people. So be an inspiration for other people and do good in this world, and most importantly, take care of yourself, because that is also going to inspire other people and make their lives better. Health plus wellness equal wealth. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support me, please subscribe to my channel, leave a lovely comment, and also like the video, do all the shit that you want to do, and follow me on Instagram. And thank you so much for watching.
I love you all so much. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok.
See you guys in the next video. Bye. Make sure to also check out the other videos that I posted in my wellness series.